Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute, I know. My name is Tenda, and if you're new here, so lovely to have you here. Bit of a recap, I had a bit of a hiatus because my skin had some sort of reaction. I don't know whether it was allergic, I don't know if it was a product that I was using, and everything that I put on my face was stinging, so I was like, no makeup. And you can kind of see like the remnants of what's been going on. Now I'm left with like a little bit of a rash, like around my mouth got really dark because that's where lots of the reaction was happening, and then around my eyes got dark again because I actually ran out of my favorite eye cream, and I feel like that's why my eyes started reacting again, because I started using a different eye cream. But anyway, we're here now, so we're going to start with our hair this time. You've seen this hair and this wig cap before, but I have been asked for tutorials, so let me know if you want me to just get the wig again and then show you how I cut it. It wasn't really anything like special, but this is a Natasha Sensational wig, and I love it so much. I actually had wanted to glue this down when I was on a trip last week, and I didn't, and I had no issues because of this amazing wig grip cap. Anyway, we're just gonna speed through brushing it out. I actually really love the fact that you can kind of style it differently when you wear it, depending on how you brush it. I'll show you later, but we are clipping back our hair and we're just going to get into this makeup look. I'm going to show you how I do my signature base. I'm calling it my signature base because I did this last week for an event and my makeup lasted all day and it was so glowy and dewy but not oily. So we're going to start with the Nars Skin Moisturiser. Everything will be linked down below because I cannot remember names off the top of my head, but I will do my best. I've actually started looking at some moisturizers as kind of primers for my makeup application because I actually had already done my skincare and put SPF on, but this moisturizer, I think it's called the Light Radiance Illuminating Bouncy Light Moisturizer. Anyway, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you can see the radiance that it's giving me. It's pretty much like the moisturizer version of their Nars Illuminating foundation anyway, and it comes with a matching eye cream, which is also an eyelash serum, which I think is actually pretty genius because having like your eye cream and then your eyelash serum is just a lot, but then your eye cream always ends up going on your eyelashes anyway. So this is a 2-in-1 that I actually approve of, and this is also another great way to avoid creasing around your eyes throughout the day by making sure that all of your creases under your eyes are very moisturized. My makeup was still in my travel case from my trip, but now we're just going in with our Fenty Hydrating Primer and our Charlotte Tilbury Setting Spray. We are going to be using this spray a lot during this tutorial, so be prepared to see her again. I'm just going to keep referring to her as a spray because we don't have enough time to be saying Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Setting Spray every single time. This was a mistake and we had to go clean it. And we're back and it's nice and clean. I've been loving using this because I was just mixing my foundations on random things and yeah, it was just not a good time. Those two are foundations that I want to try. I was thinking of trying them out today, but I was like, no, we are replicating my look from last week, which was a mixture of foundations. So the Makeup by Mario foundation, then the YSL foundation, which I got last week, and then the Milani foundation, which I absolutely love, mixed in with the Natasha Denona Skin Glass Serum. You know I absolutely love this, but I'm learning how to use it sparingly because old me would have put it on my face and in the foundation, but I mix it all together and it just looks so pretty. It's so beautiful, and it's a gorgeous match. This is something that I learnt from makeup artists, is to mix foundations. They mix foundations all the time. Another thing that I learned from makeup artists, which is what I'm doing right now, is applying multiple layers of very light foundation. So we're going to be applying our foundation 3 times in 3 very, very thin layers and using our setting spray in between each of those layers. This really helps to get your foundation to set into your skin and give you a flawless finish. Very smooth as well. So we're doing it again. And I also feel like the damper your face is, the easier it is to start blending in the rest of your concealers. I mean, look at how radiant that looks. So this time I only went in with 2 concealers. I didn't do my very, very bright under eye. This is the one brightening, like one shade above what I would usually use. And then that's what I would put on my forehead and my chin and everywhere else that I would like want to lighten up in general. I'm back on my beauty blender behavior. I left it and then I came back because I talked to a makeup artist and she said to squeeze your beauty blender in a towel so it's pretty much like dry. And now I love it. And so after every single liquid application, so like liquid foundation, concealer, I will use the setting spray again to like, it just really, it builds your layers so well and they end up sitting so well with each other. They don't start separating and you don't see a clear finish from where the product starts and finishes, if that makes sense. It just blends so seamlessly and so nicely. And a properly prepped beauty blender is actually so easy to use. And I just love it again. I'm back on it and we're going to zoom in so I can show you what it looks like. And as you can see, obviously you can tell that my skin is skin. Like skin is skin. It's just going to look like skin no matter what you do. But you can just see how seamless and how smooth my foundation is looking. The next part that I'm going to show you is probably one of my favorite things to do when I'm setting my makeup. This is the Milani Pressed Powder. I feel like you can do this with any pressed powder, but I don't like to apply powder with a light brush. I like to really like press it in with a thick, dense brush, and I feel like this makes a world of difference. And also like looking up so that like your brush can really get into the crevices, into the edges. And that is probably the longest part of doing my makeup, or the part that takes the longest. Everything else is pretty easy, pretty basic. I've done this before and I've shown you before, but I feel like having a good base is just the foundation of any makeup look, to be honest. I feel like I've said this before, but once you get your base routine down, you can literally start playing with like whatever makeup, like eye looks you want to do or lip looks, and then you can start having a lot of fun with your makeup. The Rare Beauty blush actually works really lovely on top of like powder. Don't be afraid to use liquid products on top of powdered products. Just apply them with a light hand and then blend them out gently as well. I feel like that's my only tip, because one time I applied, the first time I used the Rare Beauty blush, I like dabbed it really hard onto my cheek and then it removed some of my makeup, which is really sad. I got a new Java blush. My old one, she's still going, she just broke. So I got a new one, which I can travel with, that won't explode in my makeup bag. One thing that I also like to do with my blush, this is also when I'm feeling a little bit lazy, is to really bring it up into my eyes to kind of act as a bit of like a shadow. Today, I didn't really have a plan with what I wanted to do with my makeup, but I picked up this Pinker Times Ahead palette from Too Faced and just decided to do a pretty light pink look. If you have dark skin like me, I know that light colored eyeshadows can be really intimidating, or light colored anything can be a bit intimidating to use because you're like, oh, I don't want it to look ashy, I don't want it to look funny, don't want it to look funny. But I feel like the best thing that you can do is just try it out. What I like to do is I like to start with my lighter eyeshadow towards the center of my face and then blend it out into like a darker look. It doesn't have to be too dark. It doesn't have to be dark brown or black. It can literally be like the pink of the blush that I was using. And then I found a middle pink that was in between the blush and the initial eyeshadow I used, just to like make the transition a lot smoother. And I find that using brighter eyeshadow towards like the center of my face, towards the inner corners, actually really brightens up my face and kind of gives me like a pretty angelic kind of vibe. Now I'm doing my waterline. I actually would have done this at the beginning, but like I said before, I did not go into this makeup look with a plan. But it worked. It worked out anyway. And I love using this eye pencil to open up my eyes as well. And this is the Benefit Cosmetics 24-hour brow setter. I had this sitting with all of my makeup for months because I used it once and I was like, oh, this is really bad. Turns out I didn't know how to use it properly. What you have to do is you have to like pack the product onto every fiber of your brow, let it sit for a little bit, and then like really push and press and brush it up as if you're laminating your brows. And oh my goodness, this gives you the best fluffy laminated brows you could ever have. I didn't really do it properly this time because I was actually in a little bit of a hurry. But I absolutely swear by this product. Absolutely, absolutely love it. Oh, and now I'm filling in my brows with the Anastasia Brow Pomade, which I'm also using as a little corner eyeliner thing. I don't really like putting eyeliner all over my eyes anymore, maybe unless I'm wearing falsies, but even then I think I only like doing it in the corner just because I don't really like how it darkens my eyes. To be honest, there are really no rules when it comes to makeup. Find what works for you and what you like and what makes you feel pretty or beautiful, whether that is makeup or no makeup. It's honestly up to you. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and the beholder is you. I have been loyal to my L'Oreal Telescopic Lash Mascara, but then I tried this mascara and I was like, oh my gosh, wow. Turns out it's also L'Oreal. It's another kind of telescopic lash, but I think it's like extra black, and I feel like that's what's made the biggest difference, because I think the other one was just black. Oh, I'm going in with the powder again around my forehead just because I realized that it was a little bit dark, and you just want like, I just needed everything to look even because it was starting to look a bit funny. And this powder is actually really great. I don't think it mentions anything about oil control or anything, but I can wear this powder the whole day. Obviously, like, oil will appear, but it's pretty controlled with this powder, and I really like it. This is the Urban Decay Cowboy eyeshadow. I believe it's an eyeshadow, but I've been using it as a highlighter. And it's so funny because the girls that get it, and the girls that no. I went out to dinner with some friends in Sydney last week, and I kept looking at my friend's face, and I was like, oh my god, sorry, I'm gonna have to pause right here. Is that Urban Decay Cowboy? Like Space Cowboy? And she was like, oh my gosh, yes. And we're like, yeah. And I was wearing it too. So I feel like it's just, you have to try it. If there's anything that you take away from this, aside from my base routine, it's to try the Urban Decay Space Cowboy eyeshadow as a highlighter, eyeshadow topper, anything and everything. I have recently discovered my new favorite brown girl lip liner, and it's from Mecca Max. This is another product that I just had sitting around waiting to be tried out. This is in the shade Stella, and I love this because I find that lots of brown lip liners are kind of cool toned, like neutral to cool toned, and I like or prefer to have a warm toned lip liner that's like neutral. Otherwise it just kind of looks a bit ashy. So I really love this. If you are wondering why I overlined my lips, I didn't overline my lips to make them look bigger. They just look more plumper when I go over the line, and I don't think it looks bad personally. Try it out for yourself, see if you like it. I've also been into using Rare Beauty blushes on my lips, and they're just the perfect colors. This is the shade Happy, I believe, and of course I topped it off with my Fenty Hot Chocolate. This is just the perfect finisher for any lip color. Like I said, don't be afraid of using light colors because this blush is a very, very, very light pink, but once you put it all together, it actually looks so, so beautiful, and I'm obsessed. So I'm going to show you how I style this wig. Obviously, when you brush it out like this, it kind of looks like a simple, like, blowout vibe. But then how I do my bangs is I kind of like grab a little bit and brush it backwards, all the way back, so that it kind of gives me a bit of volume. Don't worry about my edges, it's fine, they'll be hidden. And then I pull it forward with my hands, and it kind of gives you that Farrah Fawcett 70s kind of look, and I really like it. Anyway, like I said, I did this base routine for an event last week, and I also got so many compliments on my makeup from actual makeup artists. So that's how I know. That's how I know that I did a good job. And look, you can see that even though I put powder on and everything and set everything for the whole day, it still looks really radiant and glowy. And that is the finished look, and I absolutely love it. Let me know what you think, and let me know what other looks you want me to try next. I think I want to do a red lip next time. Anyway, see you later.